The latest Steven Soderbergh film, Black Bag, released into theaters this weekend. Here is my review. Now, before I start diving into my thoughts on Black Bag, I would love to know all of your thoughts on Black Bag down below in the comment section, or if you have not seen it yet, what are your anticipations or expectations for this movie? Now, personally for me, when I first saw that first original trailer, did not think it would be for me. I did not like the trailer whatsoever. I thought it looked like a generic film. And then the initial reactions came out on Twitter and YouTube, and people were saying that it was great. So low-key, going into this movie, had my expectations at a moderate pace. Wasn't super excited for the movie, but I was hoping that it would be able to surprise me. And with that said, here are my thoughts on the movie. And the first thing I gotta say, heading into this movie, is that I wish we had more movies like this. I really do, where it starts out, we get the mystery, we kind of know what's going on, but we start to have to figure it out. Figure out the mystery, figure out everything that's happening here. And it just starts off just like that. And it's something we haven't seen before. It feels like an 80s or 90s action spy thriller. And I say that in the best possible way. I enjoy movies like that, and so it feels like that kind of movie. And I thought the vibe really, really worked here. And it's a movie that, like I said, my initial reaction heading out of it is, I wish we had another movie like this. I wish there were more movies that I could go watch that are like this, that are newer. We don't get movies like this anymore. Thought it was great in that aspect. Minus that, Michael Fassbender, Cate Blanchett, incredible in the movie. This is the entire cast. Fassbender and Cate Blanchett, I feel like were born for these roles. I mean, they were fantastic in the movie. Michael Fassbender, able to portray, he's a fantastic actress. You either get Magneto, you get him in this movie, you get him in so many other movies. He's always playing some unique character. I really liked him here. And Cate Blanchett, able to have the spy charisma while also having a little bit of mystery to her. I also thought the movie was paced pretty good. I didn't feel like I was sitting in that theater forever. The movie's only 90 minutes long, which I was very surprised when I found out. I thought it would be like 2 hours, over 2 hours long. It's only 90 minutes long, so it kind of blows by, kind of speeds up and just goes by. And I think it's paced really, really well to where I wasn't sitting in that theater forever. And the reveals, the mystery, that kind of aspect wasn't perfect. We'll get to that in my negative section. But I found that the initial reveal was satisfying enough. There's some satisfying things. The movie is able to have some intense sequences, especially near the third act of the movie. And so that's what really worked for there, was the intensity in here. And the direction by Steven Soderbergh is the best thing I could say about this movie. Obviously, that's how he brings the vibe here. The intense sequences, brings out the best performances in his actors. The direction by Steven Soderbergh is really good. This was actually the first Steven Soderbergh films I've seen. Yes, I know. Haven't seen the original Ocean's movies. I haven't seen Logan Lucky. They're all on my watch list, don't worry. But I haven't seen any of those other movies. This was my first Steven Soderbergh film. And I thought his direction was good, and it got me intrigued to watch more of his movies. So while this is a movie that is good, it's something I wish we see more of. Really like the direction here. The film was really frustrating for me. It was an incredibly frustrating movie because for the first act of the movie, we have this mystery. It's such a compelling mystery. And don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything here. But it's such a compelling mystery. I was very interested and excited to see where we are going next in the movie. And then something happens, and the film starts feeling very convoluted. The plot starts making no sense. We start getting way too many things kind of thrown at us, way too many kind of twists and turns, not explained nearly enough. And a big thing of that is the script. The script here is not great. It started off very great, very compelling, and then it just kind of loses me in the middle of the film where something happens, and I just get completely lost. Very frustrating. I loved the movie. I loved the vibe that was going for it for that first half hour, 45 minutes. And then all of a sudden, the vibe is still there, but the script drags it down. And I'm not spoiling it. I'm not going to say anything. But certain things that happen in the movie just make no sense. We're pulling from all these other plot lines, getting more reveals, and every time we get another one, I'm just like, how does that connect to that? That makes no sense. What's happening? Because the plot and the overall mystery is very convoluted, and a huge problem for that is the script. The script is really rough in this one, and, you know, if you had a better script, this movie would be amazing. Because it started off really good, really compelling. And I feel like this is the kind of movie that if you watch it a second time, know where it's headed, I feel like I'd enjoy it much more. I think when it comes out to streaming, I'm going to rewatch it, and I think I would enjoy it much more than I actually did leaving the theater. Because leaving the theater, my whole thought was, that was so good, and then it wasn't. And that's why it turned disappointing for me. It was a fairly disappointing movie for me, just because of the script and how that didn't work. And even like where the movie ended, I was like, okay, is that fully satisfying? The initial reveal was satisfying, but the final couple of sequences didn't necessarily work. Kind of left me confused. So if the script was a little bit better, this would have been an amazing movie, but it wasn't, and so I left this one very frustrated. Before I give you my final score, go down below and tell me, what is your opinions on Black Bag? I hope you guys had a much better time with this one than I did, and with that said, Black Bag, I liked it a lot until it turned convoluted. The vibe is still there, the direction is still there, it's got enough to enjoy, but overall the script really struggled for me, and that's why I'm going to have to give Black Bag a B-. Stay tuned for an Electric State review. I still haven't seen the movie, but I'm going to be watching it in the next couple of days, so stay tuned for that review. Then I got several other videos coming soon. Daredevil Season 3. I am still going to review the Bong Joon-ho film, so I still got Snowpiercer. I've already watched that. That review's coming this week. And then the Daredevil Born Again review series. So stay tuned for all that, and with that said, subscribe.